Good afternoon. I want to take a little break from dealing with the contradictions or the alleged contradictions in the Bible. Talk a little bit about logic. I have a degree that required that I actually study logic, and maybe you'll hear friends of yours when you tell them that you believe in God or that you're a Christian. They'll say something like, "Well, I believe in logic," or "I believe in common sense," or "I believe in rational thinking," or some statement like that. And sometimes implied in that statement is that you don't. I believe in logic and you don't. Maybe they're not really saying that. Maybe they don't mean to say that, but sometimes that's contained. Let me tell you a little bit about logic that may not be obvious. I do believe in logic. I think we need logic. We need rational thinking to arrive at truth. I think truth needs a definition like that. But logic, pure logic, cold logic, tells you nothing. Logic is a mere construction. And without data, logic brings you nowhere. Let me explain. The strongest logical argument is a thing called a syllogism. It contains two premises and a conclusion. It has usually a major premise, a minor premise, and then an ironclad conclusion. It's deductive. It's not inductive. It is solid. The classical syllogism goes something like this. All men are mortal. Major premise number one. Socrates was a man. Minor premise. Conclusion. Socrates was mortal. I mean, that is ironclad logic. Here's the problem. You need the data. Is it true that all men are mortal? I mean, see, you have a premise, a major premise, but you haven't really proved that premise. Second, the minor premise. Was Socrates actually a man? Maybe Socrates was a space alien or a robot or something else. You see, in order for logic, even a syllogism, the strongest form of logic, to actually be of value, you need information. You need data. All this today, to say that when somebody says, you believe in God, I believe in logic, they're really not saying anything at all. It's a smokescreen. Now, maybe they don't realize it, but there needs to be content in order for logic to make any sense at all.